All right, let's jump into the injury report and kind of injury updates from camp today, and then we'll get into the offensive side of the ball and everything we learned.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Coach Wes Hikowitz put a tweet out: Packers camp number 3 not practicing. Guard Aaron Banks, who's got a back. All right, and I think they confirmed later he's day to day, so it's not like a huge concern. It's just a precautionary type thing. Wide receiver Savion Williams, you guys know he missed practice yesterday, and nobody knew why. Well, we finally got that information. He actually had a concussion. Okay, so Savion Williams concussion there. I'm not overly concerned about that, to be honest with you. I was really worried the way Matt answered the question was like he answered the question by not answering the question essentially, and I was going, oh no, what is this? So linebacker Quay Walker with an ankle not practicing, although we'll show you some footage here in a second that Tim got right there from practice, boots on the ground earlier today. Him doing a little bit of rehab. Wide receiver Christian Watson, the knee. Defensive end Colin Oliver, it's a hamstring for Colin Oliver. Okay, so that's what that is a hammy. And then running back Amar Johnson, same thing, got a hamstring. Offensive lineman John Williams and Elton Jenkins, back injuries as well. So you've got 3 offensive linemen with sore backs right now. And I know some people believe that Elton Jenkins, that's just he's not really hurt. I don't know, man. The way Goody talked about it, they're expecting him to play on the contract he's got. I think he may have tweaked something there, to be honest with you. So what do y'all think about those injuries? Are we overly concerned? How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I'm right here with Blake B. Mountain Man. We got Morgan, Escalade, and Glover. We are good. Early tweaks to the backs. Obviously, it's going to happen. You're just getting into training camp, everything like that. So I think that you're going to have those. The way Goody was talking about John Williams, that one's going to be a little bit longer. I almost, the way he kind of was saying it when it got brought up with Christian is that I would almost feel that he's pushing to be on IR, maybe when they start or pup or something like that, just so that they can get him through. Mm-hmm. And Elton, heal up. Obviously, we need him for the regular season. Not too worried about it. Aaron Banks still early, so
yeah. Joseph in the chat says if it was the playoffs, they'd all be playing, maybe minus Watson. I agree with that. I think that's a great point, Joseph. All precautionary here. And Emilio, I don't think it's any coincidence. I'm pretty sure you're helping run Matt Schneidman's Twitter account. As soon as you get back into town and get internet. Matt Schneidman tweeted out, LaFleur says Aaron Banks is day-to-day with a back injury. That's why Travis Glover took reps at starting left guard in multiple team periods yesterday. So, Jacob, what do you think about that injury list, man? Anything there concern you? Or the one that sticks out to me, Jacob, I want to get your take because I'm sure you probably thought of the same thing. When I see Colin Oliver hamstring, I immediately think Clay Matthews hamstring because it was just always bothering Clay in training camp. What do you think about that injury list? Anything there concerning you?
Obviously, I'd like to have all these guys healthy. The Colin Oliver thing with the hamstring, I was worried it was something a little more serious with him, so I'm a little bit actually relieved that it is something like a hamstring because, give it a little bit of time. The Savion Williams one does concern me a little bit. I think if you're referencing the press conference LaFleur did, I actually wrote it down because they asked the injury about Savion Williams, and he kind of smiled and asked, and I think he said something like, ask Wohlers, whatever that meant. I didn't know what he meant by that, if that was a coach or if that's
probably the trainer, I would imagine. Yeah.
Probably the trainer. And so I was just like you, I was kind of confused by that answer and the non-answer, really. And I guess I'll mirror what Mountain Man Pack says. He says, Banks worries me a lot already being hurt. That is a little suspect, especially anytime you hear back injury and then you look and you see that 3 offensive linemen have back issues. Yeah. I don't like that. Like you that, Jan.
Hey, dude, the back stuff, Emilio will tell you, it was last Monday, and everybody's going to go, oh, come on, Clay, you draw a parallel here. I was weed-eating the bank, and let me tell you, boys, when you see a back injury, if you've ever had a back injury, I've got 2 ruptured – I ruptured 2 discs about 13 years ago, and it still bothers me to this day. Got vertebrae sitting in there sideways, right? Tweaked it this past Monday. Humbling experience, man. It's a humbling experience. So, Jacob, I know what you're saying. The thought of having to play with the physicality you do as an offensive lineman and anchor your feet, anchor your back, anchor your hips, kind of, you know what I'm saying? God, it literally makes my skin crawl thinking of the pain if you have any kind of back trouble. So a little bit concerning there for me too, Jacob. I understand that. So Quay Walker, I feel real good about where Quay's at. The fact that they've already got him out there and trying to get him back in the routine is Tim caught this footage earlier today. Just him over there off to the side, little bit of rehabbing, right? A little bit of just kind of going through the motions and getting ready, that type of thing. So he was out there, had the helmet on, ready to go. It's just
get ready to go
out there. So, and again, with Quay, it's the ankle. You had the cleanup. I think we're going to get the best version of Quay Walker this year, Jacob, because it sounds to me like he's been playing on a bum ankle for the last year and a half, to be honest with you. They finally got in there and cleaned that up.
Yeah. I always kind of get confused by that terminology, the cleaning it up kind of thing. It's just a little weird there. But I expect a lot out of Quay Walker this year, and I think that this is definitely his time. We've talked about how with him lined up next to Cooper, and correct me if I'm wrong, Amelia, that only happened one game last year. So I'm excited to see what can actually happen with that linebacker room. One start.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, I think that it's going to be exciting to see him when they're both out there full time, see what's going on. We're not going to get that obviously until week 1, but just seeing him back out there from that injury, ankles, anything lower with your feet, you're pushing off. It's I'm glad to see him out there. Tim, obviously the eye in the sky over there crushing it.
Yeah. Coach Lynn, Quay looking huge here. Dude, the thought of Quay and our boy Edgerrin Cooper on the field at the same time, especially with Edgerrin Cooper packing 240 pounds out there with him this year. As Bungie Cheddarbug says, with Quay and Cooper getting on the field together, this should be fun, especially with Cooper running with the edge groups. Man, was he effective last year when we blitzed with him? And I'm a very boring defensive mind. Me personally, I want 7 in coverage at all times. I want to keep everything in front of you, kind of bend but don't break, and I know that drives fans crazy. It's really what you saw last year, man. You've seen some simulated pressures, which simply means you're showing a blitz and you're still dropping 7 into coverage. And I'm telling you, that's the way to go in the NFL. Limit those explosive plays, which triples an offense's chances of scoring on that current drive. I think that's the way to go. But when you see Edgerrin Cooper in that highlight, not only coming through, pretty much scot-free on Matthew Stafford there against the Rams last year, but the way that Stafford tried to spin out of that, and he still had the ability to change directions and bring him down. Then, of course, you seen the blitz where they were running a little bit of a stunt, and he was supposed to occupy a double team. But just so happens he fights through the double team and gets sacked. You know what I mean? He's a demon out there. I'm really excited.
And isn't he
thick?
Yes.
This year, I mean, didn't he get 20 pounds on him? So I'm excited to see what he can do down inside. Those scrapes and everything. We saw some of that at Tennessee. So keep adding it to the repertoire.
Definitely 240 plus pounds now, man. Coach Lynn says ankle looks good to me. I agree, Coach. I think Quay's looking healthy there. So anything else on the injury front I missed, Jacob? Anything you might have seen heard earlier today? Anything at all?
Nope, nothing more.
All right, good deal.